It's January 2021, it's your boy Bissell, and I'm back with this week's top sales. Starting off with the sale of a Blastoise Pokemon Card, an 8.5 holder that just sold for $360,000. Apparently there was only 2 cards ever made of this type. I also thought it was really cool that the backs are actually just blank, and it was also brought to my attention that the corners are sharp and not rounded like all other Pokemon cards, which I thought was pretty cool. The coin market also had some incredible sales too this week. First was the Brasher Doubloon that brought in $9.3 million. Another was the Lima style Brasher Doubloon, which looks almost identical to the dye varieties of our shipwreck coins that sold for $2.1 million. Some other interesting heavy hitter sales included this 1792 1 cent, which was nicknamed the Birch penny after its designer, sold for $2.5 million. Another one of these sold back in 2015, however, for $2.5 million as well. But what's notable is the Beverly Hills coin dealer Kevin Lipton bought this back in 1981 at 22 years old for $200,000. This is known as one of the top 10 most important coins in our nation's history. Also, a 1796 Draped bust stars sold for $1.3 million, an 1838 Liberty Head Cameo sold for $3.3 million, and an 1885 trade dollar brought in $2.1 million. Another cool sale was this 1943 bronze penny, which sold for $840,000, which are notable since all copper was needed for the war at this time, so almost all of these were made out of steel, making it very rare. And an incredible 1804 plain 4 eagle sold for $5.2 million. Another extremely interesting and almost comical sale was this banana note going absolutely bananas at $396,000. This air note is nicknamed the Del Monte due to the banana sticker that's as made on this note. It's now in a 64 holder, but I do think it's worth mentioning that this note had been previously graded by CGC in a 58 holder when it was originally graded back 20 years ago. And if these sales weren't humbling enough, let's take a look at what happened in the art market last night, specifically with the master paintings. The highlight of the evening, of course, was the last privately owned Botticelli portrait, which sold for $92 million. This 15th century painting became the most expensive work by a Renaissance artist ever to appear at auction. It was also the second work to top the $80 million marker in Sotheby's since the pandemic started, according to the press statement, the first being the Francis Bacon, which sold for $84 million. This piece was purchased by its previous owner for £810,000, just a little over $1 million in today's money. I would say that's an incredible return. Some other heavy hitters this morning was the relief of the Madonna and Child for $2 million. And this very intense painting titled Descent from the Cross, which sold for $3.3 million. Alright guys, that's all for this week in Bissell's Bizarre World of Collectibles.